What's up, Metal Brother? Scott Tanik One coming at you again live from the dungeon with a vault review of some sorts. This album came out in 2013. Again, I looked on the many of the channels on YouTube, typed in the name of the album, and not a lot of people reviewed this one. And this band in particular is kind of near and dear to my heart. They're definitely one of those bands I really champion, especially their front man. He really kind of inspired me on a lot of things, especially with bass guitar and trying to do vocals at the same time. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into that album. Deicide's 2013 album, In the Minds of Evil. Honestly, this is one of the better later years Deicide albums. I know a lot of the albums from the past years, especially the newer stuff with Deicide, have definitely been hit or miss. A lot of them are misses, especially albums like Till Death Do Us Part and Torment in Hell, Incinerate Him, A lot of those albums really kind of hit or miss. Mostly miss, especially for me, who is a purist of this band and just really loves the first four albums by them: Self-Titled, Legion, Once Upon the Cross, and Serpents of the Light. Those are the albums to get into. If you're ever going to get into Deicide, check out those. But we're not talking about those. We're talking about this one. In the Minds of Evil, I think it's a really good return to form. It definitely expands on what they did on the album previous, called To Hell with God. Some standout tracks, of course. The title track, God Kill. I think God Kill is one of the best tracks on this album. It's definitely worth the price of admission. If you're going to pick up... excuse me. If you're going to pick up this record, do so. But check out some of these tracks first before, forking out the cash for this record. Between the Flesh and the Void, another great track, Trample the Cross, more staple Deicide anti-Christian themes, of course. Fall into Silence, Kill the Light of Christ, and The Closer and The Wrath of God. Now, this album, I like it a lot. I think it's definitely returned to form. I like what they did with To Hell with God, though. I may review that one. I don't know. That one's a little older. I might do that in a vault review later on sometime when, I'm kind of bored with everything else. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and rate In the Minds of Evil. I'm going to give In the Minds of Evil 4 out of 5. It's not a 5 out of 5 album. It's definitely not a Legion. It's definitely not Once Upon the Cross. But yet, it's also a very good return to form. It's not like Till Death Do Us Part, which I think is the worst Deicide album to ever be, recorded. But, Glenn was going through a lot of personal shit when he wrote a lot of the tracks on Till Death Do Us Part. So maybe he needs to leave the emotion out of it and just do some straight up fucking badass death metal. Probably so. But you know what? Let me know what you think, Metal Brethren. Go ahead and hit me up down here in the comments. Like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But, as always, keep it metal. Later on.